did you meet Gabby?
Roughly 2 years ago, I got a message on Bumble for friends, and it was, you seem so cool, I want to be your friend, can we be friends? And I was like, of course. And from there we started hanging out every day, and it's kind of weird to say I met her on Bumble for friends. People always laughed at us for that. But hey, glad she came into my life.
And how was your friendship? What did you do?
Well, our favorite thing was this ice cream shop that unfortunately I just found out yesterday closed down. But that was our first go-to, and then other than that, we were pretty, just kind of chilling all the time, just hanging out and talking, and she came everywhere with me. We joked around and said she was my, what do we call her? Emotional service human, because everywhere she went, just always cheering me up,
And how soon after you first met her did you meet Brian?
It was about the second time we hung out. I went over to her house, either second or third time, and he was hanging out there, and that's when I first met him.
Oh, what was their relationship like? Or what is their relationship like?
Thank you. On the outside, he's very charismatic, so it seems very loving, and there's no doubt in my mind that she loves him, and I know that, and from how I've always seen it, he loves her. Of course, like any relationship, there was arguments, and she come stay at my house when there was arguments just to get away from it, and I didn't ask most questions, because if she wanted to tell me, she could tell me,
How many times did she come and stay with you over an argument?
I couldn't give a number, but within the first year, I want to say at least 7 to 10 times.
Do you remember any one particular incident that she was particularly upset about?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to go line dancing. It was ladies' night, and her drive is about 30 minutes to me, and halfway there, she realized her ID was missing, and so it caused a really big argument because Brian just didn't want her to go out, and it was a jealousy issue, and it caused a huge argument between them, and she came over and cried and just talked to me about what happened and told me all that she was comfortable telling me.
Did you feel that their relationship was getting more problematic?
I do believe that their relationship, as they kept going on, was getting a little, problematic. Just seemed like there was more and more arguments, and everything she did, I feel like, he thought was wrong, and even as she said in the body cam, he didn't even support her with her blog, which that's not what a fiance or boyfriend does. They support you with anything you want to do, and that in itself, made me feel like it just continued to get worse.
Brian is not talking to the police. What's your message?
I just wish him and his family would realize how serious it is, and my friend's life is at stake, and I would really just appreciate it if he would speak up. And he saw her last. If he says something, he has more information. Even just one little thing gives us a place to start. And I just wish he'd say something. If anybody knows or sees any information or thinks they have any information, please say something. We're relying on you to say something. That's all we can do right now, is hope that people say something. I want to find my friend.
Gabby's godmother, and she traveled to New York to be with Gabby's mother tonight, and she is joining us live this evening. Flora, it is good to see you again. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks, Marnie. Good to see you too.
We just watched that body cam video of Gabby and Brian. Gabby is clearly upset. You've seen it as well. Is that the Gabby that you know?
No, it's not. But then again, I didn't see her right after a fight. And it's heartbreaking to see, someone that you love and someone you've known their whole lives, crying and being that upset. And it took a toll to watch that video today. It really did.
I'm sure. The letter from Gabby's parents to Brian's parents also was heartbreaking, them pleading for answers, asking, are we even looking in the right place? Where is the family pulling their strength right now, hitting so many frustrating dead ends?
Strength is coming from the rest of the family, really. All of us that have rallied together. Also, the entire nation. Thank you so much. Everyone's really on board with this. Everyone is really contributing a lot. All of you guys on the internet, on Reddit, all my friends from here, there, everywhere. Everyone's getting in touch and everyone's helping, except the people that have to really help, which is wildly frustrating and honestly very weird. And Brian needs to talk now. And by now, he needs to talk yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean, he should have talked September 1st.
Mm-hmm. Police have asked the family to stop sharing information about Gabby and Brian's relationship. Did they tell the family why?
They didn't tell us why. I guess they have their own reasons or whatever investigation they're now doing, according to now having to do with this tape that's been released. But no, we don't know why.
Flora, there's so many intricate details in this timeline of Gabby and Brian's journey. There are questions about this text message that apparently Gabby's mom, your friend, received from Gabby. It was kind of ambiguous. It said, no service in Yosemite. That text was on August 30th, the last text that Gabby's mom received. If not Gabby, who does Gabby's mom and the family think sent that text?
So we don't know, but there's only one other person that could have her phone. Maybe someone else did, but we don't really know. It just didn't sound like a Gabby text. Also, it mentioned Yosemite, which is another, I think, 300 miles in the opposite direction, which also did not make sense for their itinerary. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it was a mistake or it was autocorrected or no one really knows, but I will say that Gabby's mother does not think that was Gabby texting.
Flora, as we watch these images of Gabby smiling and laughing, she is described as someone who is full of life, full of energy. You know her so well. What would you tell her tonight if you could speak to her?
Well, I've already spoken to her many times. And I think that I want to use this time right now to just call out. I'm a bartender, and all my bartenders, I know what happens in a bar. And I want you to keep not only your eyes open, but also your ears. So if you hear any chatter, all my bartenders out in Wyoming, out in Utah, out in Montana, if you hear anything at all, or you come across a story or a person or just someone saying something, call that hotline, because that hotline is anonymous. And if you're feeling kind of kooky and you feel a little weird about it, don't worry. They're not going to ask you anything about yourself. You can give in any tip that you hear at all. Also, my hiking people, you guys are a dope group, and I really think that your community can help us as well. If you see anything on the trails, if you see a phone, if you see anything that could be of interest, again, call that hotline. You're not going to have to say who you are.
Every piece of information critical. The nation tonight helping in the search to bring Gabby home. Flora, our best to the family. Thanks again for talking to us.